Hi everyone, it's Emily. Today we're going to go through the homework. So this week it's a total treasure hunt challenge, and the players collect 5 treasures while avoiding stationary objects. The players control the turtle using arrow keys, moving across the screen to reach randomly placed treasures. If the player collides with an obstacle, the game ends, and a win message is displayed upon collecting all the treasures. Okay, so let's go through the total treasure hunt code step by step. So first part we have import turtle and import random. Turtle gives you the ability to draw and move on the objects, like the turtle player on the screen, and random is used to generate random coordinates for the treasures. And next we have the game introduction. So we're going to print out 3 lines. First one says, "Welcome to Turtle Treasure Hunt." The next line says, "Print, collect 5 treasures to win while avoiding obstacles." And the third one is, "Print, use the arrow keys to move your turtle. Have fun." So these lines print instructions to the console so the player knows the rules and the goal. The next part we have the screen setup. So first we have screen equals turtle.screen, and we have the screen setup to be the width 600 and height 600. So this creates a 600 by 600 pixel game window, and the screen is where all the turtles, player, treasure, and objects move. And the next part we have player turtle. So first we create a player turtle, so we have player turtle.turtle, and then we set the player's shape, color, and so we have the player shape to be turtle and the color to be green. And so then when we do pen up, that means the turtle won't draw until the pen draw line when moving, and then speed 3 makes the movement smooth but not too fast. And the next part we have treasure. So the treasure is a gold circle that spawns in a random position within the window. Every time you collect it, it moves to a new random spot. So here we initialize the treasure object. We set the shape to circle, we have the color to gold, and then we have pen up. And so then we have a speed of 0, and then we mentioned that every time you collect it, it moves to a new random position. So now we have the random, and we get a random integer between negative 250 and 250, and then also another random integer between negative 250 and 250, which represents the x and the y coordinates. Okay, and then we create obstacles, and these obstacles are stationary. Again, we initialize the object, and then we set the first object to be a shape of a square, have the color red, and then we have it to go to this position. Same thing again for obstacle 2, we have another square that is red, and we have it to go to this position. So these 2 stationary red squares act as obstacles, and touching one ends the game. Okay, for the next part we have a score. So we're going to keep track of a score. We start off by setting the score equal to 0 when the game starts, and then we have it to print out the score. So we have a string here that says your score, and then we print out the score as well. Okay, so now we're on to the function. So first we're going to define the player movement. First one we define move up function, and we have y equals player dot y coordinate, and y, if y is less than or equal to 280, player dot set y equals y plus 20. So these functions are similar to down, left, and right. For this one, for move up, move down, move left, and move right. And so this checks the turtle's position so it doesn't go off the screen. And then it moves at 20 pixels in that direction. So that's why we have like y plus 20, y minus 20, x minus 20, x plus 20 for the x and y movements. And then we have the keyboard controls. So screen.listen activates keyboard and event detection. And then screen.onKey binds arrow keys to the movement functions. So here we have the move up function bounded to the up key, move down to down, move left to left, and move right to right. And then we're starting the game loop. So first we have a global, and global access variables can be defined outside the functions too. We have the score. So first we check collision with treasure. So if the player's distance with the treasure is less than 20, it's considered collected. And so then after we collect the object, we increase our score by 1. And then after we increase our score, we print out our score again. We have the same string, your score, colon, space, and then score. And then the new treasure is going to go to a random object, random position on the screen again, between negative 250 and 250 for the x-axis, and negative 250 and positive 250 for the y-axis. And then we have to check for the collision obstacles. So we have if player.distance obstacle 1 is less than 20, or player.distance obstacle 2 is less than 20, then we print game over, you hit an obstacle, and then we return. So if the turtle gets close enough to an obstacle, the game ends immediately. And then for the winning condition, once your score has reached greater than or equal to 5, we print out you win, and then return, so the game stops. And so then we have screen.on-timer game loop 500. So this tells the computer to call game loop again after 500 milliseconds, or 0.5 seconds. So this will keep checking for collisions and update the game continuously. And then at the very end we have game loop and screen.main loop. And so this game loop starts the loop and screen.main loop keeps the window open so the game keeps running until the end. So now when I run this function, we see that, oh, I did not move around. Okay, here we go. We see that the turtle is collecting all the coins, treasures, and then once we hit to a score of 5, and then it prints out you win. Alright, thank you.